Hello YouTube, this is my review on the Traxxas Rustler 4x4 VXL. I know I haven't made a video in a little bit, but I'm going to try and put out a video every day if I can. But with further ado, let's get into the review of this. So the tires, starting off, with the 3S LiPo battery that it takes, they do balloon a lot. I had to re-glue it. Doesn't look pretty, but works. The tire tread, it lasts for a while. It doesn't wear down as easy as I thought it would. So I've had this thing since April, and it's still been perfectly fine. I have had a few breakages, but I'll talk about that later. The chassis is based off the Traxxas Slash, which is really strong. This thing really takes a beating. I did have a problem with it earlier, but I fixed that. It was something with the steering. I'd pull the throttle and it would all of a sudden start turning. I don't know. I fixed that though. Chassis does get scratched up a lot, as you can see, but it's not really gonna affect the performance of it at all. The arms on it are really strong. I haven't broken any of those yet. The drive shafts, the plastic drive shafts. These are the upgraded ones. You can tell by like the gray color and everything. But they still do break kind of easy. I mean, I wouldn't say they're a major weak spot, but it's kind of half and half. They're not that great, but at the same time, they can last a while. This thing gets pushed up quite a bit because this completely just slides underneath the body. But it is really flexible, so if you land on the rear, it's not going to snap off. The rear shocks kind of stick down. They should come back up, but they don't. I got the upgraded ones for the front, and I'll talk about that in a second. But let's take the body off real quick. Oh, also it has this protector thing on top, so when you roll it over, it doesn't scratch the top of the body as much as it would. So I got a motor fan for this thing because the motor got hot fairly fast. It gets even worse with the LiPo battery, and it didn't fit when I got it. They gave me the wrong one, so I had to put foam pieces underneath it. I also got a ESC fan for the receiver, or not receiver, sorry, ESC, because that got hot after a while of driving it. I put a brand new drive shaft in it because, or it's the same reason I got the new shocks for the front of it. I don't have the rear ones on because the Pack Dollar Hobbies gave us, which is the RC car store I go to. No offense to them, but they gave me the wrong shocks. And they also gave me the wrong battery, which it still works fine, just it's not the right size. I don't really care about that as much as the shocks. But the front shocks, they fit, so I just kept those on for now. It's just the rear ones. But I was at my dad's house, and I was driving it in the woods in this trail. Jumped it, and it came down, and it hit a tree between the bumper and the tire. So, yeah. Shock towers seem to be fairly strong. I have popped a couple of these, or I have popped the shock caps off a few times, but not as bad as I thought they were. It's not like the Rustler VXL, the two-wheel drive one. The receiver, it's fairly, well, it doesn't, like, take all the impact out in one spot when you land big jumps, but I thought I may have landed it too hard and it took something out on the ESC, or, sorry, receiver, but it didn't. Yeah, this thing, it can act up every once in a while, just you gotta treat it right and everything. I really bashed mine, so that might be why. I still have the stock gearing in it, but this thing is plenty powerful enough with the LiPo battery. The front bumper, it's pretty solid. I mean, it's not like it's gonna break if you run into anything. I've run into a few things and it's still going perfectly fine. The Traxxas connectors. A lot of people say don't buy Traxxas batteries. I do. I use Traxxas. I use a Traxxas charger, Traxxas batteries, and everything. It's perfectly fine. I do get it. Yes, they are overpriced, but they still work fine. I'd rather buy these than spend my time trying to look for the batteries with the Traxxas connectors, or completely cut these off and look for different ones. So, yeah, I put, or the shock oil that's in here, it's really thick. It's definitely a lot stiffer than the back. The back is a little bouncy, but as you can see, like I said earlier, it doesn't come up all the way. On the metal links, they've held up pretty well. The Rustler 4x4 brushed, it's not as good, but yeah, these have metal links all around, unlike the brushed version. Has pretty good suspension travel though for a low CG chassis. I mean, yeah, it's really low. Still drives fine though. I mean, it goes over the grass really fast. But that is basically my review on the Rustler 4x4 VXL. I hope you enjoyed. I will try to put out a video tomorrow. I'm not sure what it's going to be about yet. But yeah, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.